Let me try that again. Good morning. There, I didn't want you just to hear the ominous strings of Vampyr. Good to have you on the program this fine Monday morning. Many of people have the holiday off, but I figured I'd still continue to do a stream. We're continuing with Vampyr today. And when we last left off, we had finally moseyed on into another district. Okay, look, the music's great, but man, it's hard to talk over. It's an intense, dramatic music, but it takes up all my ear space, I guess. Anyway, we had just wandered into a new district. We had to go there for a quest related to the other vampire, the lady that arrived at the hospital. And while there, we began talking with the locals, and we're trying to repair, or at least investigate, a relationship between two men that's soured over time, trying to figure out exactly what happened there. And then we're going to move on to the church, which I believe is the next destination on our list. And man, it was really tricky trying to get there. I died several times with my character. And that's because I haven't killed anyone yet and sucked their blood. I know it's a vampire game, but the main character didn't want to be a vampire. He doesn't want to kill anybody. I mean, he killed his sister. But aside from that, so I'm trying to like not, he's a doctor, he's a healer. I'm trying to not kill other people, but it's kind of crippling my character here. I'm not absorbing enough human soul blood energy or whatever. At any rate, I'm looking forward to continuing with the story, and it's so good to see each and every one of you in the chat today. We have all of the members and regulars here, and all of the mods: Weird Beard, DCFM Games, Josh Bunton, Chininator, 200 Angel, Barry LeCount, John C., Tony J., Michael Cosmos, Salati Bardfast, No Name, Stephen Ambrosio, Max Gonzalez, Spike Chilton, Melina Richards, Milos Zdravadoj, I'm so sorry, Jay-Z, Josh Bunton with the tip says, so Ox, about Redacted's Betrayal Friday, your thoughts? Well, we kind of saw it coming. I mean, we got the confession from Milton. I mean, the problem is that we have to take Milton's word on it. But why would he lie? Because at the time, he's gloating. He's gloating to Arthur over the fact that he might not have been able to turn Arthur against the Vandalin gang, but he turned somebody, so he kind of had a motivation for telling Arthur that, which leads me to believe that, he was probably telling the truth. He was kind of smug about it. The problem with the news that we got is that Milton said that he didn't turn Redacted, to avoid spoilers, until after Guarma. But the big problem with here we are on Monday, and I'm still talking about Red Dead. The big problem was that everybody thought the betrayal happened at the bank heist, which was just before Guarma. The failed bank heist where the Pinkertons arrived out of nowhere and killed Redacted and then Redacted, forcing everybody to get on the boat, which then crashed and went to Guarma. So that's where the betrayal happened. That's what everyone's really upset about. That's why Susan killed Redacted. But Milton says that Redacted only became a traitor after Guarma. So who told the Pinkertons about the bank job, right? Was it really Molly? According to Milton, no. According to Milton, they tried to turn her and she refused. So Susan killed, Redacted. Anyway, I'm getting deep into the plot. Sorry. Yeah, those are my thoughts, Josh. I still have a few questions. Maybe they'll be answered as we continue to play on Friday. Chininator says, God bless the men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country's freedom on this Memorial Day. Truer words were never spoken. Thank you, Chininator. No Name says, so I just picked up a bottle of 15-year-old Glenfiddich. Can't wait to try it. I hope you really enjoy it, my friend. Glenfiddich is one of my favorite brands. All right, let's try to turn this music on. It's probably at a very intense part. No, we're good. Kevin S., new member. Welcome, Kevin S. All right, let's dive into the world of Vampyr. Blackmail in Whitechapel. If you're not strong enough, remember that the blood of citizens is the fastest way to evolve. Yeah, I know that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to consume the blood of innocent citizens. Okay. Where are we now? Okay, that's the door. Find the inhabitants in Whitechapel. Find Richard Nethercott and Clayton Darby.
It's locked, all right.
We were inside a house, weren't we? This is the junk cellar. Let's go back to the docks. Which way did we come? I think we came from there. And we went down here. This doesn't look familiar to me at all. I thought we were outside a church. Do they teleport you to another location if you log out of the game? Let's talk to what's her name up here.
Swanborough cordial. Good evening, my dear colleague.
No new questions here.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
Let's see what this guy's doing in the garbage.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
I feel like I just missed something big. When did we see this guy shoot a kid with a gun in the middle of the street? Welcome, new member Kev S. Milos says, I finished the evil ending to Vampyr yesterday. I will never do an evil playthrough ever again. The power was awesome, don't get me wrong, but I hated the responses of the NPCs. It made me sad. Oh, isn't that the way it goes with the evil playthrough of a game? Well, we'll do our best to not be evil, I guess. Let's talk to Benjamin here.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Oh. By the way, the cedar trees have been pollinating all day. Just huge plumes of yellowish green pollen floating through my yard. So if I'm sneezing and blowing my nose a lot, that's why.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Was that his son?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. It's just a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Is that it?
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
Did he really just kill a kid? I have no memory of this.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Alright, so that's the direction I need to go for the quest. Let's see if we can find more people in Whitechapel. Before doing so.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me. Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Oh, there you are. Who are you? Now, I gotta be careful because if I start talking to him at an odd angle, I stay there the entire conversation.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Okay. So this is the guy he shot at, and he's not really a kid. I mean, he's a kid. He's a young lad, but I imagined like a small kid. And he's not very polite.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Goodness. Hold on a second.
What happened?
Hey, I didn't...
All right.
Sod off.
It's
I said...
All right, so I can't choose the other option, but I still got the hint. Ooh, 3 locked there.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Goodbye, young man.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse
It's
than
all
a
a bloody
week-old
joke
lavvy.
to you, innit? Stealing drugs from the sick and suffering.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
Well, let's do a medical checkup.
You
see
don't
exactly.
seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
He's got a migraine.
I will see you later. What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Okay, we've got a point of no return here. get a grip, Private. You don't grip. You should not feel ashamed. These are barbaric methods. Well, if we're going to get more answers out of him, perhaps we should just agree with him to kind of pander to him a bit.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
All right, new hint available. So where can we find that? Anything about being afraid of the dark? No. So I guess that's only...
You don't seem well.
Oh.
We've got 2 hints. Great. So we got to find a treatment for migraine.
I will see. A gun, alcohol.
Reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Okay, well, we're not less than 10 minutes into the game, and we've already discovered another interesting relationship here in Whitechapel. Hey. Why is the spotlight illuminating this door? Looks like I can't attack things here in Whitechapel. That's a body. Butcher. Hey. No, door's closed. Okay, so we've got a gate here, also locked. Every
It's locked.
gate I find is locked. I want to find that house that I explored earlier, and then I want to find a church. Gate that I came out of, isn't it? Yeah, that's where I fought those goons. Okay. So, I'm starting to understand where I'm at now. I jumped up there, I already looted that. Then I came around the corner here. Saw that body, and then I think I went down here. Another body. Goodness, these people are just living around corpses.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Dead inside. Hello. What's this? It's like a dungeon. Well, as a vampire, I'm immune to the disease, so I'm not going to worry about it. Just as long as these bodies don't stand up. Golly. Blood everywhere. I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to come back here later for a quest. Can't read that. Why am I walking? Hideout, hey! Well, while I'm here, maybe I can make a migraine cure. Let's go to treatments. Treatment for fatigue, anemia, and sepsis. Pneumonia, bronchitis, and cold. I don't have a cure for migraine yet. Average resale value. Good resale value. Low resale value. Let's recycle. Let's recycle. Let's keep the good resale value one. I've got 2.3 thousand points to evolve. I should probably rest, huh? Now that probably goes outside, but there is this back room over here to explore really quick. Where does that go? Oh, that also goes outside. All right, let's rest up and upgrade our character. Amanda says, Ox, check your side quests. I think the woman who thinks she is a vampire quest is up this way. All right, I will check them right after this. Sounds good. All right, I'm level 8. I'm not using spring as much as I thought I would. Shadow Veil. Drain your stamina to fade into the shadows and become invisible to most enemies. Moving in this state will drain more stamina. I haven't unlocked any of my ultimates yet because they require level 10. Now, Blood Barrier. You create an invisible barrier absorbing direct damage until it fades or is destroyed. Okay, I unlocked all 3 aggressive abilities. I probably need the shield. Coagulation. You will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. No idea what that does. You can now carry. So this upgrades my carrying capacity. This upgrades my bite. Let's get Blood Shield. That was 1,000. Almost. No, that was 600. I could, this absorbs 2 hits. I want to try it out in combat first before I decide to put more into it. I have used Bite, and I know I like it. Actually, first, let's upgrade our health. Physical prowess. I can increase my stamina. Blood capacity. Increases your blood absorption when using Bite. Increases damage with Bite. Increases your life regeneration when using Bite. You can probably use that. That's only 300. That's only 300. Okay, let's do that. I've got around 600 left. And I'm level 10 now. I can get an ultimate. How much are these? Rage. You lose control and let the beast take over for a short time. The beast teleports itself to all enemies around you and strikes them with furious blows. Alright, you create a shadow vortex at your target's feet. Coming to life, the shadows interrupt an enemy in the area and inflict tremendous damage. Kev S says, why did the vampire brush his teeth? He had bad breath. Bat breath. Thank you, Kev S. That's wonderful. That's lovely. Or we can do Blood Cauldron. You focus your power to boil your target's blood, causing it to violently explode, dealing damage to the target and anything nearby. Oh my gosh. Oh, 1,000! Doggone it, I had all the points. Well, let's save up for it. How about that? I just got to level 10. Wandering Paladin says, "Hey, Ox. Been watching the new Vegas DLC walkthroughs. Finished first 3. I played them out of order and don't remember LR. Missed the connections because I wasn't into lore and looking forward to starting Lonesome Road." Well, I'm glad you're going through it now. Okay, so is this Whitechapel? Pembroke Hospital. Whitechapel. The docks. So the docks are stable. The hospital's healthy. Whitechapel's in a serious problem. So I need to start healing the people of Whitechapel. He's got a migraine. He's got fatigue. He's got bronchitis. And he's got fatigue. So of the people I've met, I could cure 2 fatigues and 1 bronchitis, because I believe I have those treatments. So 2 fatigues, 1 bronchitis. All right, I'll do 1 bronchitis and 2 fatigues. Okay. And I still can't do migraine. Now these are serums for myself. Regenerate 300 health points instantly, then 150 health points over 15 seconds. Oh, but it takes a watery, sturdy blood sample, and I've only got 1 of those. None of these appear to need that ingredient, though, so maybe I should just make it. And then these are the a watery, rich blood sample. Opium, okay. I can only hold 2 of those anyway. Okay, now, someone said something about side quests. Let's see here. I've finished most of these. I'm on, okay, so let's, nope. Find the local command post of the Guard of Prewin. I wish I could track more than 1 at a time. I still haven't found those missing ingredients. And this guy's still suffering from headache. Oswald Thatcher. That was the friend we brought in. All right, but that district is pretty healthy. I'll make a headache medication when I can. Let's go back to the map. It's way over there. Okay, so I'd have to fight through all of this again. So I passed it on my way here. All right, well, when I go back to Pembroke, I'll remember to activate this one so that I don't lose it. Cav says bad breath. I know it's lame. No. You don't understand. You're in exactly the right spot for a really lame dad joke. This is what we do here. So you're in great company and we love you. Thank you for Thank you for sharing the bat breath joke. It's made the stream better. It really has. All right, so I'm going to stop tracking this for now. We're going to go back to our main. We've got our main quests, which are I think automatically tracked for us. Oh, I can change these out. Oh, I'm going to have to do that for my blood thing. Autophagy, claws, blood spear, shadow mist. Let's change that to shield. I wish I could change right click to, well, no, that's got its own thing. So 3 is shield. 4 is claws. Shadow mist. Now this is a heal. So I have to have that. 1 is heal. I should probably, okay, 3 is block. 3 is blood barrier. 2 is shadow mist. Place a cloud of shadows at the target's feet. 4 is claws. 5, I don't have an ultimate yet. Okay. So I'm close to one of these main quests. Bat Breath with another tip. Thank you very much, Bat Breath. I'm sorry, I'm calling you Bat Breath now. Kev S with another tip. Sorry, Kev S. I know you're not Bat Breath. All right. Why am I so slow? Why am I moving around so slowly? Hey, new collectible. Blood as addiction. Vampires drink blood. This may be their most specific trait. The sinister The sinister peculiarity of their condition, if I may say so. But for me, this is not the most important characteristic of their diet. What has always fascinated me since I started to study them is the imperative need for blood they seem to endure. They want it more than anything, and this desire can drive them to expose themselves. And when they drink it, they seem to feel some sort of short trance, an ecstatic epiphany, said to me once a Volcud I interviewed in Moscow, rather than a Volcud once said to me when I interviewed him in Moscow. I'm convinced that this is an essential element to understand the nature and condition of the vampires. They don't drink blood because it sustains them, but that it offers them ecstasy. Really? So he doesn't have to drink to live. Vampires are addicted to blood, all of them. It's part of their nature, and those among the immortals who refuse to submit to the appetite by the strength of their will only are never freed from this addiction. So our poor old main character here, if he doesn't drink the blood of innocents, he's going to be tormented for the rest of his existence, which is forever because he can't die. Yikes. That's pretty rough. From Unveiling the Night by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul. Okay. I did something. All right, let me get to controls. Come on. Keybind. Sprint, hold. Dodge, walk. Oh, Q. It must be Q. Toggle, walk, B. Q and B. Much better. I can actually move around now. Okay, and somehow I seem to have gotten farther away from my intended destination. Where does this put me out? Whitechapel Street. Oh, there's some guards down there. This is what I fought through. Well, wait, maybe this was the way I was supposed to go. I had to go through that really tough battle to get to Whitechapel. I must have missed this, which would have been a shortcut. Okay, there is that other door that was right next to the bed. Maybe that's going to get us closer to where we need to go. So that's my blood shield. It absorbs one hit, and it's got a 30-second cooldown. Just trying some of my abilities here. Now, I wasn't happy with the responsiveness of some of my attacks. Let's see. Offhand. My main hand is the sword. And, okay, so T and G. Serums. I've got serums now. Why was this so slow? Milo says, might want to reset your levels soon. It's better to focus on few abilities. I went for Blood Spear, Shadow Mist, Coagulate, and Blood Ultimate. Coagulate and Blood Ultimates are stuns. Also, try to do all of the side quests before confronting Crane. Okay. Yeah, I may want to respec my character. We'll consider doing that a bit later. Finish all of the side quests before confronting Crane? Alright, I'll try. That deal says Whitechapel is Good Neighbor. Well, I think it's probably the other way around. I think Good Neighbor was probably inspired by a Whitechapel-like district. I mean, there's even a guy named Whitechapel Charlie in Good Neighbor. Okay, where are we now? What is... Oh, we're close. We're close.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood.
Watery rich blood sample. Looks like something was dragged off over there. Where's this go? Where does this go? Oh, this is the death inside door. Oh, I see. This is what we fought through that led us to... Yeah, there's that spool that I remember seeing. Okay. Okay, now I know where I'm at.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I'd rather eat a rat than kill some innocent person. No Name says, apparently since very few people are using the subway, the rats of New York are becoming aggressive. Really? Due to the stay-at-home orders? Now that's interesting. I wonder what they're going to do about it. Hey, we're back, finally.
You again? What do you want this time?
Well, we talked with your son. First, let's check his... He's healthy, so he doesn't need anything. Now, we unlocked something by talking with his son yesterday, or last week.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. And people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else. Whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
He's a wet boot boy, he's really aggressive, and then we dig into it, and he's just this big softy of a teddy bear.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
There's still one clue left for him. And we need another hint to unlock something here. Was there anything else? Nope, I think we unlocked all of this.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
So, you want me to finish all of the side quests before finding Dorothy Crane? Okay.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you?
He's healthy.
How is business?
Business?
I see.
It's no...
Okay, so this is all stuff we got through. Hey, here we go.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Okay, let's sell. I wanted to sell the cigarette case. Good resale value. Okay. Average, average, low. Good. Sweet. Treatment for bronchitis. He has a treatment for bronchitis? Oh no, that's my treatment for bronchitis. What was it I needed? Migraine. Migraine. And he doesn't have a migraine for sale. Samples in it. Oh, but maybe that other lady does have a migraine for sale. Bye. This is just all the stuff I sold him earlier. Okay,
Cheap
did we
price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Okay, which one of these was his boy's home? Let's see if we unlocked anything else with his boy.
Good
Man,
evening,
the
Harry.
audio was delayed again.
May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Living Man Dog says trading bronchitis medicine in the dark streets. Only in Whitechapel.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
What could be worse? This is the Eeyore of Vampire. Fatigue! Let's cure him with fatigue.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
Give medicine.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
All right, 1 healed, 3 more to go in Whitechapel. Anything else we've unlocked with this guy? Yeah.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
That didn't unlock any other dialogue options. Oh, this mournful violin is just... It's just too much. Too much violin.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Kev S says never played this game, but it might make
Even
sense
my
to do the side
dreams are
quests
soaked
first,
with glue.
just in my opinion. Thank you, Kev S. Then he says, side quests first sounds like a good idea. Maybe we'll do that. All right, we already explored their family home in my last episode. That's where we logged off. So we've
Is
cured
there
his
only
fatigue.
pain and suffering in this world?
Now, there were the few guys we found over here. That's where we need to go for the quest. So let's wait for that, the main quest. Let's wait to do that later. Well, that's for the Blackmail quest. Well, this isn't, actually isn't where I need to
Don't have
go.
your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Is that the nurse? No.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick, though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Ah, man. Nodem says, be nice. That violinist is working very hard. I mean, it's a tough job.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed. Or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Yeah, but if they all die, who will be her clients?
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Hey, new hint available. I don't judge you. You should try to find another job. It was your decision to sell your body. Really judgmental. She won't respond well to that. You should try to find another job. Well, she probably would if she could. She just explained that to us. She can't because she's from Russia. So I guess I don't judge you.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Did we unlock anything? Well, let's do a quick checkup. Ooh, she's got fatigue. Well, we've got a treatment for that. We wouldn't want her to infect others with her contagious fatigue. Yes.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Okay.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
So, a couple of ladies from Romania in a vampire game. Well, I've given away 2 of my fatigues. I should probably make another one. Because there was one more, wasn't there? Suffering from fatigue here. We didn't cure his migraine. We need to cure his bronchitis. Darius. Where was Darius? We cured his fatigue. Wait, why is he not recovering yet? Oh, we cured his fatigue. Gotcha. So we've got another fatigue, and that's it. So we need one more fatigue. Let's see if we can get back to our hideout. We can craft another fatigue. Where does this go? Going back down the streets again. Okay, what are my side quests? Trinkets and more. Retrieve Barrett Lewis's box. Alright, let's track that. And that's way over there. Can I track more than one? I can't, can I? Looks like I'm closer to this one. Let's do that one. Wow, that blood shield is really cool.
It's locked all right.
Find the local command post for the Guard of Pre-Win. All right, that's 43 meters over there. go down there to get myself in more trouble. I think there are more guards down there. There's also scrap. Gotta get the scrap. Scrap. Oh, that's a big werewolf thing. Run away. Okay, now, over here and to the left. Okay, 31 meters that way. Do I need to go? I do. So I need to hop up here, and then there's an alleyway for me to go north. So I need to go south, and then to the left, and then north. Okay. Oh, I found another hideout. Great, let's make that other fatigue. That other fatigue cure. Bronchitis. Oh. Yeah. Great. So let's just double check to make sure we have everything we need in case we stumble upon somebody. Migraine, which I don't have yet. Fatigue, I do now have. Bronchitis, I do not. Wait, there are 2 little marks by him. Does that mean he has 2 sicknesses? It's only saying bronchitis. Okay, so what about over here? We've got this guy, which is headache. Fatigue, migraine, bronchitis. Do I have any headache cures? But I don't think I have the recipe for headache, do I? Pneumonia, bronchitis, cold, fatigue, anemia, sepsis. I don't. So, I can cure sepsis, just not a headache. Alright, I'm saving up for my ultimate, so I need 1,000 points for that.
This is despicable.
And I think this is where I need to go. Yeah, down here and then to the left.
Burn it, boys!
Well, I go through ammunition really quickly. Okay. That's where I need to go for the quest. Aha! We are making progress. Let's finish exploring this place before I leave it. Make sure I loot up so I don't have to fight my way through it again. What's this? Oh, great. Oh no, what am I getting myself into? Abandoned investment property. Oh. Is this another place I'm gonna come back to? Help! Some damn strangers are attacking me. Alright, I'm coming.
I have this thirst for blood.
Save the shocked man by defeating the skulls. Get away from me, don't touch me with your disgusting hands, he says. Alright, so he's still screaming. Down there? Where's he coming from? It's not on a timer, is it? I don't have to... Petition letter. Mr. Bates must stop. For months, for years maybe, Cadogan Bates has exploited us. Mr. Bates must stop. If we had more power or proper jobs, we would never rent any of his extortionate flats. Mr. Bates must stop. We all know what revolting solution he proposes to the women who can't pay the weekly rent. Mr. Bates must stop. Let's meet him together soon and demand for immediate change. Ooh, so this guy we're about to save, Cadogan Bates, was trying to suggest that his tenants go into prostitution and stuff. Okay, so not exactly a good guy.
Damn strangers are attacking me!
Is that a bad guy or a good guy? Oh, that's a bad guy.
Get away from me! Touch me with your disgusting hands! Help! Some damn strangers are attacking me!
Alright, I got him. Let me loot up first before I open the door. There's the door over there, which I'll open in a minute. Medicine cabinet. Hey. More dead people. Well, we need to have a talk with this Cadogan Bates guy. Caleb says, hey Ox, big fan. Have you thought about doing a Fallout 4 review on the mods Children of Ugh-Qualtoth or The Machine and Her? They're both really good mods, and the latter, I believe, fits right into the lore. Maybe there are a number of story-based Fallout mods that I'd love to cover at some point, but right now I'm focusing primarily on canonical lore from the games. Once done, maybe I'll move into that.
What? What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages.
What? I read the note, and that's it? A cold. He is suffering from a cold. Do I have a treatment for cold? I don't. I read that note, but I can't... Well, at least now I know where he's at.
You had better return to Whitechapel without delay. It will be safer there.
Safety isn't really an issue in Whitechapel, because you never are. Never have been. The old place is falling to pieces. But thank you for the advice, sir.
Maybe we'll unlock more dialogue from him once he leaves this place and returns to Whitechapel. In the meantime, that gives me a chance to drum up a remedy for his cold. Gosh, everyone in Whitechapel is sick. They're just all suffering from something. Hey, what's this?
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
An unreadable text written in Braille alphabet with just the title in Roman alphabet, Cure for the Blindness. Interesting. Who can we find that knows how to read Braille? Cool. So this was a little side location. Okay. Well, when I get back to my workbench, I'll craft a cure for the common cold, which we haven't even found in our own universe yet. Unless they give me a nice little hideout. Wait, where does that go? Where does this go? Let's go down for now. Let's see where this goes. Spike Chilton says, tip for the F-bomb, Ox. Thank you, Spike. You guys are always looking out for me.
This is despicable.
Yeah, well, when you can't kill humans, what do you do? I'm sure that goes outside. And I don't want to do that just yet. Let's go upstairs first, see what's there, and then we'll go outside. Oh, this just goes back where... I see, it was a shortcut.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
He's so mortified every time he does it, too. It's great. So this goes right back out the door we came in at. Okay, where are we? We need to go. Oh, I could make something at the hideout right there. Make a cure for the common cold. Pneumonia, bronchitis, cold. There we go. Now let's go back and cure Mr. Evil Guy. Wait, which one was it? It was over here. If he's still inside, he might have moved on. Sensei Senpai says, Levin, the great job you're doing, especially the Fallout lores. They take me back and both introduce me to a new way of thinking. You bring me outside the box. You humble me, sir. Thank you very much for your kind words. I'm just having so much fun with the games, and I'm glad I can share my passion with everyone else.
This is despicable.
Oh, no, he's gone. Oh, there, here he is. Cool.
You had better return to Whitechapel without delay. It will be safer there.
Safety isn't really an issue in Whitechapel, because you never are.
Why can't I have a medical checkup? Why can't I do a medical checkup? It says E, but it's redded out. I can't. I've got the treatment on my inventory, but I can't give it to him yet. Well, that's just annoying. Okay, well, back to where we were. Let's get out of here. Continue on. Find these pre-win guys. At least we've got the cold crafted so that when we next stumble upon him, we can heal him. Okay. Well, here we go. Well, that was tough. I kept trying to attack one guy and it kept changing my lock. Games with lock-on systems like that are just really frustrating. Hopefully it won't put me too far away. Oh, but these guys have respawned. Oh, great. See, it did it again! No! What? Nope, I want to fix this guy. Kill it! Okay, well these guys were not so bad. Let's see if I can lure the other guys out. Look at the numbers next to the HP bar. That's the level, says Parker Smith. Thanks, that's a good tip. Regardless of their level, I still have to get through here. So I'm gonna have to fight them. Yeah, they're like 7 levels above me, but I have to get through that area to complete this side quest. Maybe I should just not do this side quest right now. Or maybe I can just run through it. No, because they don't allow you to unlock the door until you defeat the enemy.
Step away. Look at it! Fish is blocked.
Oh my gosh, pick one! I hate animals in this game.
Back in the drive! What's going on? If you spot one, fire.
Can't you just go around? Yeah, I'll try that.
Leech spotted! Watch out, boys!
Nope, again. And I can't get back up.
Die, Leech!
Mine! I'll take it.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the god...
Where's my quest marker? Steal the reports leading to Pembroke Hospital. Wrong target.
More and more every year. Mine!
Alright, so this is where I was at, and I can't open this door until they're all dead.
Fuck! Beast! Filthy piece of shit!
One at a time, one at a time. Alright, now. Can I open this door, or do I need to kill more of them? I can't open this door. So, if I take a look at my map, it's right around the corner.
Crush the leech, boys!
Oh, they locked me in! Oh, great!
Die, vermin!
1 down, 2 to go. But you know what? I'm too low level for this area, so I got to complete this quest later. So, let's go back to the primary quest. If that quest is too difficult to complete now, let's see. We've got Occult Oculus. Find someone who can read Braille. And then Trinkets and More. Let's do this. It's a side quest in Whitechapel. We can get these done at least, maybe. We already finished this one, Cadigan Bates. So 2 more side quests in Whitechapel. And then we can go on to Crane, whatever her name is. Let's see. That's way over here, so I need to go back the way I came. Parker Smith says, think targeting issues with keyboard controllers good PC. Yeah, maybe.
More and more of these bloody leeches.
Die, vermin! God!
One at a time, please. Alright, and then I needed to continue straight, right? Yep. What's this? Have I been here before? Level up faster. These were on level, both of them were level 12. Well, no need to run in there just yet, eh? Oh, and I'm still inside. Well, I don't have any blood. I don't have enough blood to deal with them. Okay. Back in Whitechapel. Was that the prostitute? Yep. And I need to just follow this. It goes off to the right and then around a corner to the left.
You are blinded by your false faith.
Just look the other way this week, Joe. Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Okay, down this alley to finish the trinkets and bobs. That's the quest that those two guys were arguing about.
This was mine! Killing's all you deserve! Die, Leech! It's on him! It's on him! You leech! Snap it, Leech! Some of that! Die, vermin!
All right, so there's 3 of them in there, each of them level 11 or 12, and they gang up on me, and one of them has like a mustard gas. So how am I going to do this? If only I had anything like long range, but I don't. This is very, very melee. All of my abilities require me being right there. All right, so I'm low on blood. If I can take him out first.
Crush the leech, boys! Die, leech! Eat this!
Oh, what the heck did that guy come from? Oh, what? Sure. I'll let him deal with that. They can just have at it for a while. We got through it. Probably not the way that it was intended, but we got through it. Okay, that's the way we came. That's a dead end. Retrieve Lewis's box. There's nothing down here, right? Yeah, that's a dead end. So Lewis's box is that way. 21 meters. Okay, how did I... put down a custom destination somewhere, but I can't see it now. Oh, there it is. So it's going to be in here somewhere. Rogue skull. Level 8. Why are they hiding, like, level 8 quest enemies? Enemies that are guarding quest destinations. At the end of a pathway lined by enemies that are 2-3 levels above you. I guess just to make it make you really feel your choice to not eat human flesh or drink human blood. All right, that's it. So we need to hop up there and kill this skull. Used hatchet. Cool. Oh, he's down there on the other side. Oh, look at that. Okay, but we can't go up there.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. There's a letter inside.
All right. Is this it? 15th of October, bad sleep. Becky coughed all night and the fever made her delirious. I heard a loud noise in the morning. No, we read this already. What did we just loot? Shelter key, pre-win orders, photography in a wallet, crumpled letter, survey mission, T. Elwood's medical file, Dr. Swansea's message, article on econs, unfinished letter. Oh, box, small box. There it is. Barrett, there's no easy way to say this, so I'm going to be blunt. We can't keep on like this. At least I can't keep on like this. If Joe ever finds out about us, about his wife and his best friend, it'll crush him, and then he will kill you. We had some good time together, but let's face it, I'm never going to be your Jane Lewis. You know it, and I know it too. So I'm ending this right here and right now. If you agree with my decision, I'm sure we'll find a way to be happy again, you, Joe, and me in time. And then the most important part of our story will have been preserved. Until that day, I wish you'd forgive me. Goodbye for now, Jane Peterson. So his wife had an affair. His beloved wife, who died, had an affair on his best friend. And now we have evidence of it.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Oh, God, what's going to happen? I mean, he deserves to know about his wife's infidelity, but she also chose to end it because she didn't want their little family being wrecked. But then again, she chose to have the affair, which wrecked their little family. So, tough call. Level makes a lot of difference. These guys were only one level beneath me, and I just plowed right through them. Okay, where did this put us? Over here. Looks like we can come back this way and up around there. But there's something up here and to the right. Let's see what that is. Okay, got through it. So we could go to the right. Up there. What's over here? Man, these pathways just... It's a labyrinth. Well, this goes up. Oh, that's the way I need to go to get back. All right. So... and that's a dead end. Oh no, I can run. I can run right through it. That's just... Okay. Lead plate. Alright, I got him. That's a dead end too. Okay, so that's a dead end, but there was this little corner over here. Though actually that's how I got there. So that means there's this one little nook over here which looks like a dead end, but I haven't explored it yet, and then we can go back to turn in the quest. That's where I came from. So there's something over here. Where am I now? Oh, that's where I entered from. Okay. And that's all that was, just a box. Well, that leaves one path left. Okay, so I need to go this way. See if she has anything for sale.
Good evening, my dear.
I'd like to see...
Opium, what was it I needed? There was something I needed. No, she doesn't have any recipes. Let's sell the rare stuff. Okay, and then... no. So turn around. This way? Yeah. Okay, so who do we turn it into? The guy whose wife had an affair on his best friend. Well, his wife is dead now. Oh man, this is so hard because his wife is dead now. It's not like he can confront her about it. He's got this beautiful memory of her, and this will tarnish that memory.
You again? What do you want this time?
Everyone is saying Barrett. The sun? I don't think the sun is one of the options. Well, let's try
Goodbye,
the sun.
Mr. Peterson.
But does the sun really deserve to know? I mean, does he really want to know about it?
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered.
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
Why are you sad then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realise he's as sad as me now.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I liked books.
We're gonna ruin this all. Oh no. He's recovering still.
Goodbye, young man.
So we can't tell the son about his mother's affair.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Can we confront him about it? Nope, those are all exhausted.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
What? What the heck? What? Why?
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way.
Oh.
And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Joe really loves his son. Oh no, and if we tell him about the affair, it'll rock his relationship with his son. Because he won't know if his son is his now.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Oh dear, aluminum, spring, grease screw, sodium, potassium. Investigation succeeded. Well, we've completed the investigation, but can we tell Joe after we've given the box? They'll probably demand proof. Okay, so there was one more quest here, wasn't there? There was... Check this. Occult, unknown, blood quantity. Find someone who can read Braille. Okay. How can we do this? Whoa, way over there. It's in an entire other section that I haven't located yet. I'm just gonna go on with the main quest. I tried to do as many side quests as I can, but let's continue with the main quest for now.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace, it's criminal, it's only logical. I mean, the public needs to be informed. So yeah, I mean, you could hold back the truth about a big pandemic to avoid chaos in the streets, you know, burglaries, all that stuff. But you're also keeping people from preventing themselves getting sick, right? If they don't know that a pandemic is going on, that there's diseases in the streets, then they may not take precautions. So it's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Parker Smith says the next meds can be gotten after more story. And Milo says, don't worry about the occult quest, it's a long one. Okay, I'll just continue on with the primary plot then.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
There's a rational explanation. My rationalism has been recently shaken. It's not a simple epidemic. Well, we don't really know yet. I mean, we do know that there is likely a rational explanation. It's probably some sort of physical thing that he's contracted. And yet, there's all this occult stuff going on too. And the pre-Win Society, the Brotherhood. So I guess we don't really know at this point. I'll say my rationalism has been recently shaken.
I must confess, some of my rational views have been shaken by recent events.
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
Well, good. Maybe that'll keep him healthy. How is he, by the way? Fatigue! Man, everybody's tired. Let's give him a fatigue,
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's finish our conversation.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Hey. Okay, so we unlocked one of 3 hints, and it looks like Christina Papa is in his social circle. She's recovering from something. Oh, she's the prostitute. She's in his social circle?
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Ooh, I can't ask any of these. All right. Well, let's ask the question.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
A nurse? Well, we don't want the press knowing about a nurse being compromised. God, that would make everybody afraid of hospitals. We could say it's confidential, that'll make him distrust us, or we can say we just care about the public health.
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital
all
would
about
bring?
it.
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives?
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
These names, Nethercott.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
But is that because it was a ruse, or just because he had second thoughts about sending the letter?
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Okay, well, let's talk with the priest. He's very passionate.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What? Really? He's healthy. Great.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Right, because religious people can believe in science. Well, let's hear what he's got to say.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
What's your plan?
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Oh, God. He wants to burn people?
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
So he wants to burn the city? Science is our only hope. We know that isn't going to move him. But where do you put the limit? This is the 20th century. That's not going to move him. So maybe we can appeal to his humanitarianism.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Okay, so we've got a religious guy who isn't a sociopathic murderer. Well, they're giving us two extremes. That's good. Of course, salvation is a free gift. That's the point of Jesus. Jeez. All right.
What do you mean?
Also,
quite a...
So we could explore the I only believe in facts tree.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so we had to go the other way to get this. Now.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Uh-oh. He's dead. Where'd you send him?
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Because that's not dangerous. New investigation, Holy Crusade. You sent him on some preaching crusade?
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Yeah, that's the problem with these kinds of guys. They think any sort of whim or fancy they think up is God's will just because they think that they're believers.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Well, because nursing is a liberal ideal. You don't like nurses? What?
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Wow.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
And he's a misogynist. This guy's just the whole basket, isn't he? Golly. All right.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Well, we just got a new quest. Let's see. Whitechapel. Done. Can't do that yet, but we can try and find this guy's poor son. Well, the guy he seems is his son, who was sent to a cemetery in the middle of a pandemic with a bunch of vampires and zombies running around. Oh, that's smart. Well, let's see if we can find him. Where is he on the map? Oh, he's also way over here. I probably have to level up a lot before I can go there. Well, jeez. So there's a guy behind the church we heard about. We could go into the church. Let's go. So he's a poet, is he? Let's see what's up there.
I cannot enter. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well.
She's healthy.
Goodbye then.
Darius Petrescu's letter. So this is the ripped. Is this the ripped letter? My dearest, most beloved children, I am so sorry you have not heard from me for a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it may sound selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war. But there is also a war going on here in England, a war against poverty and against injustice. This is a war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. This is why I am writing to you today. I won't be coming back to Romania. That probably means I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darlings. You are grown up now, and you have children of your own. You know the sacrifice we sometimes must accept to make the world a better place. This is one I must make now, to feel useful one more time. I wish you a long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me, and remember that your father loves you all the way from this cold, damp country. I am as ever your loving father, Darius Petrescu.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Gotcha, this is the guy who wouldn't let me in. I still want to find that poet. Flower bouquet, a small flower bouquet with a voucher for a free medical checkup hidden between the flowers. If you're sick, if you have no money, whoever you are, wherever you're from, come see Dorothea to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just find Darius Petrescu's house and present this coupon. Hey!
Hello again, miss. Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then.
Nothing. another one. It's the same thing.
It's locked.
But that's not. Alright, let's see here. This brings me to another district. I do have a quest in this district, but I don't know how difficult it'll be. Let me go back behind the church and continue in Whitechapel to resolve as much as I can here before moving on to another district. Milo says locked doors and chests are opened by killing NPCs, and go back to Camilla after talking to the poet. Will do. Thank you. Aw, nothing, dead end. Duck on it. Alright, so this poet is on the other side of the church.
By your daily routine, unable to see the true horror around you.
That was the journalist. Here we go. Holy cow! Oh my god! I see one! I attack one! Two more appear out of nowhere! Jeez. And with what, there's a poet back here somewhere? Okay, there we go. There's a graveyard, graveyard behind the church. Let's see what's over here.
Morbidity can breathe its own.
All right, so poet behind the church.
Oh,
flower of Whitechapel. An angel made flesh, I tell you.
So he's in love.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Kalen says, great job, thank you. Living Mandog says, here's a hint, try to keep your health above 0. Thanks.
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Right.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
All right. I mean, there is a silver lining to any awful thing that happens. I mean, we're all going through a pandemic right now, and sure, some of us are getting a lot of things done at home that we otherwise wouldn't have had a chance to do. Of course, that doesn't mean that the deaths are worth it. Hopefully, that's not what he is saying. We could say that's a unique point of view. I only see a dreadful disease. Peaceful silence? Really?
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Peter D says, I saw you redo that train part in Control a few times. If you're good at that, maybe you should take up golf. I hear it's just as tedious. Well, that was a very tedious part of Control, but it was also really fun. The 80s music was great. Milo says he is hopelessly in love. Maybe I'll understand the relevance of that in a bit.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
Speaking of which, he's got a cold. And I can cure it.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
Now, to the meat of the issue.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Everyone else has heard of her, but he hasn't.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Ah, so he's a revolutionary. We've got a new hint. Okay.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace. Whitechapel is not just the scene of desertion and despair.
Well, let's go talk with the mute lady, now that we know that this poet has a crush on her.
Some of us come to this world already touched by grace.
Hello again, miss.
There's still one hint we need to unlock.
I know you... Come in.
Well, I guess we can't do it yet.
Very well. Goodbye, then.
Let's see, the people of this place, we've got 5 that are recovering. He's got a cold. He's got bronchitis. Okay, we can go give him the bronchitis cure now. And the migraine we need and the fatigue. So we still need 1 more fatigue and 1 more cold. Well, we're getting through it. And there are only 2 people we have yet to meet in Whitechapel. So maybe we can cure this entire place sans the migraine before we sleep again. Okay, let's go back to Darius. See if he'll finally let us into his shop. Can we go into the church? I guess that's an interior they didn't want to build. That's still locked to us.
You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine, unable to see the true horror.
You pay for peace of mind.
Let's see if we can tell him
Can't you
about
just
his
look the other
affair.
way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right? It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long are we...
You again? What do you want this time?
Milo says there's a poem on the barrel behind the poet. Oh. And without the box, we can't talk with him about the affair.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Part of me regrets
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
giving it to Barrett. Okay, so you said a poem on a box near to the poet.
Good evening, Christina. Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Jeez. Well, YouTube, don't punish me for that, please. Okay.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Parker Smith says, well, a vampire in a church sounds bad. And it does. Okay, so poem on a barrel behind the church by the poet. I unlocked this back door. Hopefully I won't have to fight through any more guys. And let's see if I can find it. Hey, it's in the garbage can. Editorial refusal letter. Sycophant Publishing Limited. The publishing's company is called Sycophant. Lavender Court, Camden Street, London. Dear Mr. Nethercott, thank you for sending your book of poems, Songs from the Defeated City, which we found as interesting and profound as we told, you the first time we received it. Alas, in the terrible times our country is currently facing, you must understand that such tittle would be totally inappropriate for any publication. Thus, since you still refuse to change your title, Since you still refuse to change your title and demand the full publication or none of your work, I'm sorry to announce that Sycophant Publishing chose the second option. With kindest regards, A.G. Morris. All right, so the publishing company wasn't as negative as Nethercott led us to believe. They kind of wanted to publish some of the poems, but he refused to change the title.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
You don't seem to suffer from poverty. A rich artist is rare. You should do something more useful. A rich artist is rare.
When she was younger, my mother was a painter and a poet. She told me many times how poor her artist friends were and how she helped them.
My parents pay for my rent, my food, and my clothes. All I have to give them in return is lies they do not believe.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
There, that's what we needed.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
All right, there was one more.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
You're a helpless romantic.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
Okay.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Well, is that what you sent me for, Milos? that wasn't a poem, that was a rejection letter. And it wasn't on a barrel, it was in a garbage can.
I tell you.
But I think that might be what it was.
Morbidity
So, let's
can breathe
go
its
see if we
own
can talk to
beauty and
Camilla.
grace.
Hello again, miss. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. Very well. Goodbye, then.
Okay, looks like we gotta go to Darius.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Finally. Now let's cure him of his pneumonia. And steal his money while we're here. Why not? I like how they just don't even care.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Tony J says, boo, cancel Oxhorn, taking money from a pet rescue on Mondays and punching horses on Fridays. Well, I mean, when you put it that way, I guess I deserve it.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Well, we can ask him about that.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Now, why is this still blue? Did we not explore every option here?
Tell me everything you know about
I do not believe in...
We did. But it's not grayed out.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Well, that was quite a conversation. Thanks in part to not being able to talk with him until we unlocked a lot of dialogue with him. Okay, so that's the way out. This leads to storage room. Ooh, new collectible. The antique figure of the Vrykolakas. Of my many journeys, I believe I was the most amazed by my exploration of the Mediterranean Isles, and particularly the island of Santorini, searching for traces of vampire presence in these sunburned lands. Herodotus himself refers to the island in his 4th book, and I'm personally convinced that there are many mysteries to be unveiled in this part of the world. Who knows that even today, the island of Santorini is still considered by some as the most vampire-infested place in the world, way more than the Carpathians, and that its inhabitants are considered as specialists of the vampire hunt, or the hunt of the Vrykolakas, as they call this creature. According to the local myths, the Vrykolakas is a dead person who does not decay, and who can show a vermilion complexion as long as he is gorged with fresh blood. He cannot enter a house without knocking and getting a response. Garlic makes him flee. He does not consume under the sun, but his skin blackens. He can change into a wolf and other animals. What struck me the most is that the same name exists, with small variations from the Mediterranean Sea to the Balkans. Can you cure him, Oxhorn? That's right, I forgot to do that. I'll do that in a minute. He has pneumonia, right? The Greeks call him the Vrykolakas. The Bulgarians and the Macedonians name him the Varkolak or Varkolak. The Serbians call him the Vukoldlak. Yes, Vukoldlak, a name so similar to the Vukold we already know, my dear brothers. Just to write the few words now gives me the shivers. I'm personally convinced that we are here confronted to some of proto-vampire. Maybe they are a missing link between the modern vampires and the creatures that came before them. If God allows me enough time, I wish one day to go back to the Santorini island and find the trail of this antique and forgotten figure. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Taltree, Primate of St. Paul. Okay, let's see if we can cure him. Whoop.
It's locked.
Yes?
Oh, it's bronchitis.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
All right.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
So this was the locked portion. It is now unlocked. Can I unlock this door too? Let's unlock this gate. All right, that'll make it easier to get here in future. So she's been caring for the people of Whitechapel, and I'm gonna run in here and steal all their medicine. Yes. Yeah, I did it. It's just, yeah, this one. Oh yeah. That's the game. Money too. Razvan? He's thirsty. Hopefully not for blood. Is it gonna turn into a skull just as I go upstairs? All these containers.
I need help!
Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I'm looting.
He's going into convulsions, Doctor.
Loot, loot, loot. Oh,
What do we
man,
have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
Hope they don't show it. I must perform a tracheotomy. Do we have any anesthetics?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
Here we go. In. Plunge it. Oh, surgical
I need to perform a
games.
tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor.
I could never do it.
He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see.
Oh no, it's the blood! Come on, Doctor! I must suture the artery.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound.
He wanted to do it alone.
The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
Dang it! I chose wrong! Oh no! Doggone it!
We've lost the pulse.
I don't know what to do.
He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
Thank you. My beautiful wife just brought me a huge coffee, so...
To what
I'm
do I
feeling
owe
very
this
lucky
courtesy?
I
This
feel like
is
a
an
vampire
unfitting
drinking
place
blood.
for the illustrious
Energy
Dr.
returns
Reed.
to my
You
veins.
shouldn't be here.
Okay, was it even possible to save this guy? I
Razvan
feel like
was
I did
getting
all of
better
the
with the
answers right
treatment.
up until the end
don't
when I chose to
understand.
do a cardiac massage, which I thought was like CPR or something.
So, what's to be done now, Doctor?
Oh, I'm gonna loot now, Dorothy. Oh, money. Oh, look at this trunk.
It's locked, all right.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
Well, that's my first patient, and I lost
To what
him.
do I owe this courtesy?
Some world-renowned blood transfusion surgeon guy.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
You can't carry on with this. This is illegal. I've come to stop the blackmail. What she's doing may be illegal, but it's for the good of the people of Whitechapel. I'm not going to stop her if this is what she wants to do with her time. So let's try and get rid of the blackmail.
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Milo says he dies either way, but CPR was way too wrong in this instance. Oh, okay. I'll take some online classes, you know, maybe read a book or two, get some certifications, and then we can play the game again.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
I look away, but you resign. Charm, you will forget all about this. Embrace, I'm ending this right now. Oh, do we embrace her? But no, she's helping the people of Whitechapel. I also don't want her to resign, so let's try and charm her.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Vampire powers. New citizens are available to kill. This district will now suffer the consequences of your actions. I wish they would put that in another way, because I made good actions. I spared her life. She's going to continue to help people. I didn't drink the blood, and yet they still use the phrase suffer the consequences. Daggone it. They should say, the locals will now enjoy the ramifications of your good deeds. That's quite a floating little apron she's got. Is she breaking wind? I mean, she'd be breaking front wind. So let's not think about that and continue with, hey, now can we unlock this?
It's locked.
All right, we've gone upstairs. Let's go out this door.
Oh, this one stinks already.
He's mine! I'll take it!
Citrus says wind travels many directions. That's true. I mean, it goes the path of least resistance, and we'll leave it at that. Chininator is disappointed with me. Chininator is ashamed. He says, wow, Oxhorn, wow. I've made my mods ashamed of me. Oh, I feel so bad. All right, let's go upstairs. There was a door there. Letter to Nurse Crane. Hey. London, 31st of October. My dear Dorothea, when you read this letter, I will be on the boat that will take Anton and me back to Brazov. England was not for us, and I confess I cannot wait to see again the proud hills of Transylvania. As soon as we are there, I promise I'll light a candle in the Black Church and pray for you to survive this terrible epidemic. I know that you do not agree with this decision, and that you are determined to be more useful by helping our comrades exiled in the East End. But Anton cannot wait to return to our beloved country and see our long-awaited revolution bloom. He is my husband. I will stand by his side. I know we had our arguments and our fights. I know you would have wanted me to stand by your side and help you manage this clinic of yours. But now that I'm leaving England, be assured that if anything would happen to you, if you ever were in any great trouble or danger, I would come back immediately to London, with or without Anton. Please think of me as much as I think of you. I am your affectionate sister, Theodora. Parker Smith says Dorothy sells the next meds after more story. Great. Ooh, I've got a new hint. Oh, I should have gotten that first. Well, let's see if we can talk with Dorothea. Tony J says, what? I'm still proud of Oxhorn and his horse-punching ways. I'm glad somebody is. She still hasn't recovered, and we still can't talk with her. So I guess we'll delve into that hint a bit later. Oh, this door is still locked.
I cannot enter.
Guess we have to come back. Val Petrov says that was a bad choice, Ox. She'll lose her mind. Well, what were my other options? I could kill her, or make her resign, in which case we lose her. So my only options were death, exile, or mesmerize her. I guess we'll see what happens. No key? I'm looking for this key for that chest. No key? Josh Bunton says, ladies don't break wind, Ox. I mean, you're right.
I'll put an end to you! Finish it, beast!
Nope.
The leech, boys! That leech is fast! I'll take it!
Well, if these guys got in here, what happened to Darius? Mr. President says this was an Easter egg, Ox. Neither choice was possible because both haven't gotten invented yet in this time. Oh! Both of those medical procedures hadn't been invented at this time, so they were both Easter eggs. So, how did these guys get in here? The gates were open, I guess. Well, let's go inside and see if Darius is okay.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in. Yes?
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe...
Now that's right, that was the one that was bugged. We can't talk about Dorothy.
Goodbye, Mr.
Okay, well... Report to Lady Aubrey. Is there anything else we can do in Whitechapel before we report to Lady Aubrey? There is this quest, but that sends us to a completely different district. And there's this one. This guy's still suffering from a cold. Cadigan Bates. If we can find him. What do I have on my inventory? I've got... nothing. I've used it all. So, what do I need to make? I need to make migraine, fatigue, cold. Let's see if we can... I can't make migraine just yet, but I can make fatigue and cold. So let's see if we can make those, track them down, then go turn in the quest. Okay, where's the closest? It's just ahead of me. It says I'm right on top of it. Oh no, that's a merchant. Oh, okay, I got them confused. It was the merchant. So that's down the alley and to the right. No, I went down the wrong alley. Remember, you got that axe. Oh, yeah. Down this alley? Okay, here we go. Can I jump up there? Okay, just to remind myself, cold and fatigue. Okay, let's take a look at my weapons. Now, what was I got an axe, didn't I? 65 damage, melee weapon. I'm currently got the Dragon Bane, which is 90 damage. And then there's the used hacksaw, 75. Let's see if I can I upgrade my offhand? Because this, I use a lot. I can. Use stake. 3 and 2. Add 3 stun points when the weapon hits. Decrease stamina consumption by 10%. Okay. So this is currently enhanced damage, increased blood absorption. Let's go to level 3. Oh, I need a common handle part. I need 6 and I only have 5. I could probably buy that. Yeah, I've got enough aluminum powder and aluminum shards. So let's see if I can find a common handle part to upgrade that. Let's go track down the people we need to give stuff to. Let's restock on ammunition. Kalen says, don't forget the blood sample you found. Oh, yeah. Before I rest, since a night goes by, I want to cure as many people as possible so the condition of this district goes up. At least I'm thinking that's how it works. Let's go analyze this blood sample real quick. Leon says, can you use the axe so that we can see it, please? Sure. That's pretty cool. All right, let's analyze this sample. Oh, we can't. We can't analyze it. Did we not just get that? We can make a treatment, but we can't analyze the blood sample? Let's recycle stuff. High resale value. Good resale value, low resale value. Average resale value. Average resale value. Milo says you get a better steak when you finish the quest for Vampire Lady. Oh. And that's what I'm just about to do, isn't it? So I kind of wasted components. Well, I had no idea. How was I supposed to know? All right. Fine, then I won't get that weapon handle. Now to see if I can find all of the other 6 residents.
I have this thirst for blood.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough Court.
Okay, so Albert Palmer and Cadigan Bates. Albert Palmer and Cadigan Bates. Where do I even find them?
When science fails
Good evening,
you,
Benjamin.
this
Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
He's got the migraine. If only I had the migraine treatment.
A gun, alcohol.
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial. As long as you have the money. When science fails you.
I don't know where these guys are. Alright, well, since I don't know where they are, maybe I'll just, I was going off into a completely different district. Well, let's see. Let's go up here to the left. Jeez, so many guys. Oh my gosh. I'm not trying to fight through all these guys. Alright, well, let's just go back and continue the quest.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough Port.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Fatigue! Hey, we found one!
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
Use vampire sense to find these people. All right. Albert. The other was the guy that we saved in that one building. And when we tried to go and... Here's Loretta. When we tried to go and deliver the serum...
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu...
Darius. Well, we've gotten everyone we can except for that one guy with the coal. Thank you. This is a much greater help. All right, well, I don't know when he's going to show up, so let's just continue with the quest.
When science failed you,
I know you think we're strong enough to... I mean, we're level 10 now, right? Oh, we've got 2,500 experience. We could level up. And then knock out this other side quest as we're coming down. All right, let's do that. I healed most of them. Milo says you need to kill the overpowered skull in the alleyway where you saved the guy and where you need to go for the vampire lady's side quest. All right, well, let's level up first before we tackle that. All right, I can finally get an ultimate. Rage, Abyss, or Blood Cauldron. Let's try Abyss. Actually, I kind of like the idea of Rage. Let's do Rage. Some abilities are so powerful that even vampires fear them. Rage is one of them. The vampire loses control and unleashes the beast within to do their dirty work. The beast teleports itself on targets around them, striking with an unfettered fury. Because of its dark nature, this type of ability cannot be used too often. Just release the beast, my friend. It's more satisfying than you think. Milo says reset skills. Why? I can always reset my skills, so I'll just do that at another time. Right? Parker Smith says Abyss. I kind of want to do Rage, but maybe we'll try Abyss at another time. Spend 0 XP to reset skills. I can do that at any time, right? So let me just toy with things a bit longer, and then maybe I can reset later. I should probably increase... Well, let's do body condition first. Now let's try blood capacity. I haven't done that yet. Okay. Disappearances in Whitechapel. Reports of mysterious disappearances have escalated in the past weeks. It has reached the point where witnesses have to queue before recounting their testimonies to an officer. Although this phenomenon appears to be a nationwide occurrence, the statements of the last 24 hours have converged around a single area of the country, Whitechapel, London. Yes, once more, the despised and loathed East End is left to struggle on its own. Continuously overlooked by the authorities, even while numerous families from the district report the unexplained disappearances of relatives and neighbors, what has happened to these missing individuals? Where are they? The only link between them seems to be their health and their need for urgent medical attention. Until recently, it was a local secret that the only place to get help was a discreet dispensary managed by unidentified Good Samaritans. But the place now seems to be closed, and no one has any news from the facility. What? It closed down? Did the missing persons go to a more secret place? Have they been discreetly moved to a more official service? One day soon, the London City Council's Board of Health will have to answer for this new mystery. Missing. Dorothy Crane is missing. Major event. Your choice concerning the community pillar have been reported to the press. How has she gone missing? It's still serious, despite the fact that these guys are all now cured. There are still 2 people I need to discover. Perhaps their sickness is decreasing the... this guy still has a migraine, and this guy still has a cold. If I can find him. This guy has a headache, Oswald Thatcher. And he's over in the other district. This guy has fatigue. So I need to make headache and fatigue in case I stumble upon them. How is this still serious? When will it go up to stable? I can't do headache yet. But I can do fatigue. It was because of what you did with Dorothy. Yeah, but I thought I chose the best option. I mesmerized her. I guess that wasn't the best option. Okay. Let's track this quest. See if we can get it now that we're leveled up a bit. Let's track it because it's on our way here. So up north and then southeast. So those guys were like level 14. I might be able to take them now.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Oh.
Kill it, boy! There's one of them burning! Fight for this! Burn it, boys! Crush the leech, boys! Die, That likes a bit of fire! Burn him! That's what you do with leeches. Going up like king.
Whew. Yeah, leveling up helped. Sweet. Ha! That new ultimate ability is, yeah, I like that. That's nice. Okay, well, we're not even where we need to be yet. This was just the alleyway before it.
I'll take his head!
And that's the way I need to go, but I can't cut through that. I've got to go down here. Nope. This is the right way, right? Yep, then turn left and up. It's effective. Long cooldown on that, but really useful. That's where the blood goes. Oh, this is where I found what's his name. Maybe I can give him the cure now. But he's gone. Great, now I don't know where he went to. Alright, well, so much for that.
This is despicable.
He's in Whitechapel now, says Milos. Okay. All right, this was it.
This big fucking beast!
Alright, they were even higher level than before, but I got it. Okay, now I need to steal the reports. Awesome! I can finally complete this quest that we got all the way back in, like, episode 1. Used pre-win steak. 15 stun. Report about Pembroke, 2nd of November from Scout Lewis Cageney to Mr. Jeffrey McCullum. Object Pembroke Hospital survey vampire activity. Sir, having observed the Pembroke Hospital for 2 weeks now, and we can confirm vampire activity there. First, we now have proof of the presence of a female leech inside the hospital. The beast is clever. She acts like a mental patient to hide her true unholy condition. I personally sneaked inside the hospital and heard the creature whining about her need for blood since her body is decaying. But it gets worse. The administrator of the Pembroke Hospital is Dr. Swansea. According to our team leader, Amanda Tilton, who died yesterday in a fight against a skull by the canal, he may be a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. If that's true, then there may be something big going on at the Pembroke. Maybe even a nest of vampires, protected by those bloody traitors of the Stole. We don't know what to do, but we are convinced you better come quickly with reinforcements and heavy gear. Okay, that's what we needed. Reassure Thelma Howcroft about the spy. New collectible, the Great Hunt. Whoops. Sent me to the wrong one. New collectible, the Great Hunt. Oh, come on, where is it? Oh, these are quest items. Junk. Where's my collectibles? Here. The Great Haunt. Hail to our fallen comrades. Hail to their bravery, for we prevailed. The guard prevailed, my brothers. We hunted them down, the enemies of mankind, hidden in the dark tunnels of our modern cities. We found them in their nests and dens, and they perished. We brought the fires of battle to the blackest pits. We never had such large-scale war been engaged by mortals against immortals. Remember this victory, my brothers, for it seals and proves our methods. Never sleep, never surrender, never give up. Yes, my brothers, our method is good, and England is safer tonight thanks to you. Thanks to those of us bitten and killed by the enemy, or our trembling hand when they turned against us. Do not tremble, my brothers, do not doubt. I cry tonight for the fallen comrades. I cry for I am an old man who finally saw my goal accomplished as I live my last years on this earth. The Guard of Prewin is only half a century old, and we have already accomplished much more. The traitors of St. Paul in half a millennium. This was our first great hunt. Let them leeches who survived our wrath remember we won't stop. From The Adversary by Kendall Stone, founder of the Guard of Prewin. Right, and this is a dead end. Well, thankfully, I don't think we'll have to come back here. Those guys were brutal. Sweet coffee. All right, now we need to go south, I believe. South to the hospital. Concerning the recruitment of new boys in Whitechapel, I think I found one. Albie. He's as stupid as a stool, but tough. I asked him to prove to me he could get some drugs for the black market and delivered quickly and nicely. Next time we meet, I'll tell him he's accepted as a wet boot boy, and he must now meet with the bosses to get orders.
I'm sure Albert would like to know he's been accepted by the wet boot boys.
Okay. So we can go back to Albert Palmer all the way back in Whitechapel. Ah! All right, I'll do that when I next go back to Whitechapel. First, let's report back to Lady Ashbury and Thelma Howcroft. That was a level 18, by the way. Don't know if you saw that. My new abilities. I mean, I finally get an ultimate, and it's really paying off. Okay. First, let's go to Thelma. There she is.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding, or nobody is searching for you. Well, no one's searching for her anymore. We'll just do misunderstanding so that she doesn't think we weren't taking her seriously.
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind.
All right.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Done. Now, Lady Ashbury.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Miwi says, just finished my stream of the day at 3 hours and 17 minutes long. Congrats, Miwi. Persistence. It pays off in the end. He trusted you in the end. You're a killer. Compassion only hides your appetite.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize. We are vampires after all, or so the accusation was true.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Yay, we can finally talk to her.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
Well, how does a careless vampire create a skull? Well, I suppose we'll find out.
What type of vampire is a Scar?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
Can we create skulls?
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
Welcome, new member Terry. Thank you so much.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
Tony J says, hashtag Cougar Goals. I've been 27 for the last 40 years. Indeed.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Wisdom.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
So he was made by an elder. Wait a minute, we already learned from a different dialogue tree that she didn't make him, so why can't we ask this again?
Excuse my forwardness, but... are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
Terry with a tip says, absolute legend you are, Ox. Thank you, Terry. Am I a vampire? It's a bit late in the game to ask whether or not we're a vampire. No, it's all just been a hallucination. It's just a cold. You'll get over it in a few days.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
So skulls fit under the canopy of vampire, as do Ekons, but Ekons are like a higher form, I'm guessing?
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
It's very disturbing the way they put this whole vampire making in the terms of siring progeny. I guess that's it.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady.
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Guess I gotta do that back in my room. Terry with a tip says, am homeless by Friday, but your lore videos and live streams keep me going in life. I mean, Van, thank you, and all the best for you and your family. I hope you get the respect that you get and deserve. Well, thank you, Terry. You're extremely generous. I hope things look up for you in the future. And I hope that my stream can help in some way. Thanks for stopping by. All right, let's go analyze this blood sample. I like how these containers refill over time. So I guess we had to go through that conversation before we could analyze the blood sample. There. To analyze Razvan blood sample. Light stamina serum. But still no headache cure or migraine cure.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Mission update. My recent trip to Whitechapel proved to me how desperate the situation is for Londoners and how they all must cope with this threat the best they can. Causes and effects seem irredeemably intertwined. Dorothy Crane chose to steal and blackmail to gather enough money to illegally heal the poor, but I also saw her desperately try to save a dying patient in her rudimentary dispensary. In the end, we both failed saving the poor man, but I am now convinced the Spanish flu must be linked to the vampire epidemic. For my analysis of Razvan's blood revealed the same highly stable blood I have already observed on William Bishop. I should report all of these events to Dr. Swansea and ask for his medical and vampire expertise. All right, well, his room is just down here and to the right. I don't have a whole lot of time left, but maybe we can finish this conversation.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I analyzed the blood. The symptoms were different in France. It's so obvious. Well, we have an actual analysis to share.
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yeah.
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stole, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
It's too dangerous. I have thought about it. I may turn London into my realm. I have thought about it.
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but imagine the possibilities.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Attend Mary's funeral. Oh dear, what's going to happen here? Is there anything else he can say to us?
I need to talk to you, Edgar.
Please do so.
Yeah.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes. Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Prewen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention, but they concluded vampires were a scourge.
Milo says, I may turn London into my realm is a sarcastic answer. I always choose that one. Oh, is it really? Well, now I'm curious as to what his response would have been.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous and not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
I asked for her resignation. She blackmailed Lady Ashbury. She is forever gone.
Let's just say we had a difference of opinion, and I had to ask her to leave. Permanently.
I believe you. But as administrator of this facility, I would like to be consulted on such matters in the future.
Sure.
We'll talk later.
Okay, well, the plot thickens. Reach the Stonebridge Cemetery. Now, that's way up here, and we do have a couple of side quests in this area. What's that? Event. An unknown event happened. What? As soon as I leave Whitechapel, all this stuff starts happening. Well, all right. Well, what do we do? Do we go do Whitechapel stuff, do the event, then the side quest here, then the side quest here, then the main quest there? So much to do, but I'm out of time. Yep, I have less than 5 minutes left, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it now. Thank you all for coming to this week's stream of Vampyr. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of lore to get through, and as I'm getting used to the abilities our good doctor character has, I'm feeling a little bit more confident in combat, especially now that I have that ultimate ability. To those of you wanting me to respec my character, I'm sure I can do that. It costs 0 experience to do so, and I can do it at any time. So I want to get used to the abilities I have first to see what I like before respecing into something else. So, thanks for joining. Next live stream, Thursday for Scotch and Smoke Rings. Haven't decided what we're going to play yet, but I guess I'll figure it out when the time comes. And then Friday for Red Dead Redemption 2. We went through one primary story arc. We are now in the epilogue, but I I believe we have a bit more to get through before we can actually call the game over. So stay tuned for that. More lore videos over the weekend. We're going to be doing, continuing with Sophia's story. We explored the Atlas Observatory over the weekend, which was a really interesting location tied into some real-world history that went on, which was pretty cool. And we've got a few more quests to get through for Sophia before we can get to her final quest. Then, after we finish Sophia's story, we're going to tackle a couple of the new events in Fallout 76, and then dive into the main meat of the DLC, which is retrieving the gold from Vault 79. Exciting stuff. So, stay tuned for all of that. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you all very soon with more lore videos and more live streams. Bye-bye now.